All right, well, I am going to be super quick because the light has gone. But what have I done today? I spent a couple of hours soldering. And what originally, this is the PCB inside the PlayStation Classic. What I was going to do was take this female and this female USB Type A off the bottom and the USB micro off the top, on the top left-hand corner there. One for power and two for the controller ports. And I thought, well, rather than desolder it from here, so I could if I wanted to, but rather than desolder it from here, why don't I just take it off of this? This is an old Raspberry Pi lithium-ion charger, and it had two female ports on there, and the micro USB port I was going to take off here as well, but then I ended up taking that off the amp. The Bluetooth USB control speaker that I bought and stripped apart for the amp. Right, what else have I done? This light here, this is the drive light, and that is going to go behind the power switch. So in front of the power switch, there's a tiny little, it's just, in this one, it's just a little piece of plastic. But that's where the bulb used to be on the original PlayStation, here. And when you turn it on, rather than just be green, like this one was, because the LED for the PlayStation Classic is actually mounted to the board. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mount this light behind that little window, and then it will pulse when it's accessing the SD card, so I can see when it's, using the SD card. For power, what I've built is a micro USB female to a right-angled micro USB plug. So now I can mount that anywhere inside, or feed it to the back, because the power connector sits there. So now I can do that. So I've got power, so I can mount it anywhere. Controllers, right. For the controllers, I've desoldered two female USB Type A's. There? No? Yay! There we go. And just pull the pins out the back. What I've done with those pins, soldered them to a USB cable, just an old one that I've cut up. So now we've got, that's off this board here. Then that travels along an old USB piece of wire. And what I've done is I've made my own little connectors. Now, the thing with these double stacked USBs, hang on, I'm going to try and get around there and focus it up. Yeah. There you go. Right, the thing with these double stacked USBs back here is that this shielding on the back just pops off. It really does. It's so simple. Inside, you'll see the first set of 4 pins are for the top USB, and the back set of 4 pins are for the bottom USB. So what I did was I just clipped the front set, which is the top, pull them out a little bit, and then I've made some little connectors, soldered on some little connectors. So you can just basically hot swap these in until you've got it where you want it, like mounted inside the plastic case. And you can just glue it in or solder it in. It's up to you what you want to do with it. So at the moment, that's there. And I've got another one of those to build. So tonight I'm soldering basically the other port. So I've got player 1 is all ready to go down here. This S-shaped wire here, this is actually just the power button. So when you click that, it will just connect these 2 wires. It's simple. It's just a little micro switch. That will take seconds. So drive light, replacing the power light. These 2, the switch. The reset button I'll do tomorrow. And player 1 controller is here. Now plugged into player 1 at the minute is the original PlayStation controller from the thing. I'm having controller issues trying to figure out how to make a DualShock USB. Is actually a lot harder than it looks. So yeah, quick summary of all of my soldering. Focus up, there you go. Quick summary of all my focusing today. Basically, it's good to go. I got RetroPie installed, I got the SD card working, I got the script working for the power button. What else did I get working? Pretty much everything. PlayStation, the emulator, the BIOS, and all of that. So, 2 things left to do. 1, the fan, which I'm going to mount to that reset button on a little clicker button. That won't take any, time at all. That's just going to one of those 5-volt rails. And the SD card extender, which I've ordered, is coming out of here. And it's going to loop round and round and round and round and round. And it's going to go to a hole that I am going to put where it says memory card. Where it says memory card. There we go. Where it says memory card, that's all going to be removed. And that's where you put the SD above where you plug it. And I'm going to build a little Perspex memory card just to sit on top so it doesn't look ugly. So you'll plug that in, pull it out, change your SD card, plug that back in. It all looks spiffy. Spiffy? Right, so what I'm going to do is quickly move my very, very intricate workbench setup. Remember, when I build all of these, I build these with hand tools and bits from the pound shop. Like, this is a pair of scissors from a shaving kit. This is a cheap pair of pliers. This is my daughter's tweezers, which she's not having back. This is like an old piece that I bought ages ago. This is just a wire that came with something. You know what I mean? Like, and this is like a knife set that I bought in the pound shop. All of this stuff you can build dirt cheap. It doesn't have to be expensive. You can do it, and you can do it cheaply. You don't need loads of equipment. It's really simple. Just take your time and you can do it. Right, let me move this lamp and turn it off. Right, so very, 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 very quickly, I'm going to simulate pressing this button here by just tapping these two wires. And then you can see the work in progress setup that I've got going at the minute. And you'll also see the drive light flashing. So I'm just going to tap these. Turn this up. We got volume? There we go. This is just work in progress. I'm going to add a new one. Oh, it's doing wonders with the focus. Right, so that's basically running just a MP4. So 1080p, 60 MP4, high res of the, and 16:9 obviously. So this is just the RetroPie, desktop, but it's got the old style thing on. Down here, I don't know if you can see. Right, I'm going to start a game with the controller here because, like I say, I wired up my own USB ports. So can I get both of them in shot? Maybe. So look, you can see me pressing down. Then I'm going to click PlayStation. And I'm going to click Disruptor. Disruptor. Again, there's no box art in yet because I haven't done it. So we're running Disruptor, and down here, there's my drive light. So that drive light, again, will be here, where the power light is. And that's how you know it will be accessing the thing. All right, Insomniac Games. If you haven't seen it, I did do a quick playthrough of this on this channel, actually. And this game is awesome. You should definitely play it. Although I did say at the time when I was playing it that it's better than Duke 3D. I don't know. It might be better than Duke 3D. It's a lot of fun. Anyway, from the people that brought you Spider-Man, of all things. Okay, so what I'm going to do is... I'm just going to... Can I just... Yeah, there you go. Look. Overwrite this file. No. Anyway, controller works. Controller's up and running. So my own controller basically goes into my own controller there, straight into the back. There's nothing plugged in the front of that USB. See? It all goes in the back. That way I can butt this right up against the wall of the inside of the case, because I'm never going to use the Ethernet, and it just gives me way more room if I haven't got things coming out this end and coming out that end and coming out this way and coming out that way. If I've got one side completely flush with the wall, just throw it up against the side. It means I can fit a fan in or anything like that. Okay, so let's shut the thing down. Where are we? Yeah, tap together, shutting down, and lights stop flashing, and we're off. Okay, right. Well, I've got another hour or so of soldering. I've got to do player 2 now. All right.